Hello everyone. Today I would like to share with you our new idea, which is online group therapy. In fact, it's not a therapy group. It is a self-help group, or we can say support group. What's the difference between self-help group and support group? Self-help group is a very informal group. Support group is something more therapeutic, but still it's not very professional and therapeutic group, and it is more like a free group. And therapeutic group, which is group therapy with different theories, is something different. So I came to this idea to provide an opportunity for Iranians who they live outside Iran and Iranians who they live inside Iran, plus other people around the world. Since we are now in a very multicultural environment and world, we can always share our humanistic problems or ideas with each other and to learn from each other. So, of course, some Iranians in Iran, they cannot speak very well in English and they cannot understand as well. But I'm sure that Iranians outside Iran, they can speak English fluently, and other people around the world, they also can speak English fluently. Therefore, this group can help people who can speak a little bit English with any accent like mine, which is not American or British or even Singlish or Iranian, but it's just English. We can just speak English, and we still can improve our English during our group section. So the most important thing is you can just communicate with people, whether your English is fluent, whether it's in a very special accent, but it is okay. You can learn every time your English and you can improve your English, like my mistakes. It's okay. The goal and the aim is not speaking English. It's not a gathering to improve our English, but it will be helpful for our English as well. So what is the aim and the goal of group therapy, self-support group, self-help group, and support group? As I mentioned at first, group therapy is something totally different and we don't use now an online group therapy. This group that I'm talking about is more about support group. Support group, we can always benefited from professional help like psychologist or leadership, but the psychologist not interfere a lot, and the group itself has a dynamic. That dynamic will help us to first know our problems, our difficulties, and our issues, and secondly, with others people share, and with others people support, we can overcome and get to know inside, to get insights, and then after that, with support of the group, we can overcome and we can heal. And more than that, we always can improve and go toward self-growth, which is the final and the highest level of aim in support group. It is self-actualization. Therefore, with this group, we always will have an open discussion, or we always can have a special subject, such as, for example, people with similar issue like migration, who have this issue. For example, Iranian around the world, they have migration issue. Okay, as well, other people around the world like Chinese who they live in Singapore or Malaysia or other East countries, or Iranian who they live in Canada, in US or UK or Australia. they always have same issue. Although I think, okay, I'm a foreigner and I'm Iranian, so my issue as immigrated in Singapore or Malaysia is different from Indian. No, it's not. Even from Chinese, we have always similar issue as migrated. So one topic can be immigration issue or migration issue in common between all nationalities around the world. And the other topic which I'd like to share is identity crisis. Identity crisis only we consider as a teenage. No, it's not as teenage identity crisis. We always face identity crisis during our whole life journey. So identity crisis means when we really don't know where I am and who I am. So these identity crises can happen to us by our developmental process, like our childhood, our teenage, our youth, or our middle age or elderly. Anyway, this is only developmental issues, but we also have socio-psychological, which is again according to our environment and the place that we are living or moving or shifting. This identity crisis can involve developmental identity crisis. Okay, imagine and consider a young teenager girl who she is now 13 years old, and she is migrated to with her family to another country like Malaysia. And in Malaysia, although there are similar culture or religion like Iranian, but still there are big differences like advertisement, shows, TVs, other peer groups like same ages. And you can say custom, you can say the way that they eat, the way that they enjoy their life or their free time. So, and even in national school or in just national school, they're all issues. This young teenage just started to know who she is and where she is and where she comes from. Suddenly he just opened her eyes and saw herself in a very strange society and with different language as pairs. And the first issue is language, the second and the third and the other as well, like weather, like food, like environment and advertisement, all together. So if we discuss, there are a lot. So what do you think would happen to this girl? I think she will feel very, very confused. How? Okay. First of all, physiological changes is going to happen to her, like different shape of body. And the second thing, if this is in herself, and then facing the other sex. So how is she going to relate to the other sex? And what is the reaction of the family? Of course, they are worried. Of course, they are changing. And they don't know what is the discipline that they have to follow. Because in their hometown, there was a special discipline for boys and girls to face each other. But now it's in this environment. They cannot prevent anything or predict, or it's very, very difficult, and not difficult, we can say different. Therefore, this is another issue facing the new relationship and other sex, different sex. The next issue can be religion, and okay, now she will ask herself, oh, I'm going to choose my religion myself. And there are now different religions. That is not